Trump is changing the dependent age from 18 to 7. So I just need to know in August, are we sending them back to school or are we sending them to work? Because if the dependent age is now 7, you trying to say they dependent. If I'm not mistaken, back in the day, they used to work at that age, right? So is he trying to tell us that they need to go back to work? Because I don't think Trump know that these kids ain't regular kids. These kids will flip out if they ain't got they tablets. Now, is we putting them in IT? Is we teaching them kids how to code? They might like that. They might like that. We're going to have to figure out them some jobs because they ain't going to do regular jobs. They barely listen to them teachers. Like, these employers is about to catch hell. They going to be babysitters. And don't put me at the same company as my kids. I don't want to work with them. I already got to be with them at home. Like, y'all done already took them out of school, so now y'all want them to work, and then don't put them as the same company as me. Like, this ain't.
Yo, we gotta start educating ourselves before we decide to get on the internet and make fool of ourselves. But we'll get there. Let's continue.
This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. Like, and how much is you paying these kids? Because if you my 7-year-old he needs to get paid well. He can't work for pennies. So that ain't gonna work either. Then you can't even disrespect that kids, cause now they gotta leave their job to go to this job. They gonna probably, oh my Lord, Trump ain't thinking this out. He ain't thinking this out clearly. And then the big families is definitely gonna get the most, like, to hit the most. Like, all, like, them single parents, they got like 8, 9, 10 kids. They gonna.
All right, let me give y'all a little bit of education so y'all stop looking stupid on the internet. So the dependent age is not changing from 18 to 7 to where you can actually claim the person as a dependent. All right. The dependent age is changing from 18 to 7 as far as you being required to have a job or to be working towards getting a job or be doing volunteer work or be going to school in order to qualify for government welfare or benefits. We like to label it as social services, but the reality is that people are getting on Section 8, they're getting food stamps, they're doing all of this, but they become forever welfare recipients. And Trump is saying that we're no longer going to just give people lifetime benefits and let them pass it on from family member to family member because the system itself is not set up that way. It was never supposed to be that. While you have liberals and Democrats saying that we basically have to make sure that we give the most vulnerable amongst us, no, it's a whole lot of welfare fraud, a whole lot of social services fraud where people don't even want to get a job. And if you are able-bodied, you're not old, you're not disabled, you're not a veteran, then you're going to have to go and get a job, especially if your child is above the age of 7. Now that we got that out of the way, here's the question that I really have to ask you. Why do you guys want so badly to be dusty? Why do you want so badly to take advantage of taxpayers? I believe that this is evil. I believe that people that look to take advantage of other people and is not using a system or is not using the services as intended. And let me be very clear. I am not just labeling black people or black culture it just so happens to be a black woman that is speaking ignorantly about this situation and spreading misinformation, which is normal. But I am not just speaking to one demographic of people. Contrary to popular belief, this is not a black issue. This is an issue, and I've seen several people, and I've also done review videos of people that are white on social services getting mad at Trump for kicking them off of social services because they are now being required, or not even kicking them off, reducing the amount that they're getting and then requiring for them to actually meet the expectation in order to continue to qualify for social services. I believe that this should also be a part of the Doge committee, right? The Department of Government Efficiency, and making sure that the people that are supposed to be on it actually qualify for it. I've seen so many people and heard of so many stories of people that is finessing the system so that they can continue to get food stamps and government assistance, and they are able-bodied, and then they keep on having children and they expect for taxpayers, yes, because it's not y'all money, it's not Trump's money, it is taxpayer money, and they're making sure that they have to be a good steward over it in order to qualify for it. I've seen women that say that their man is not in the household, or they'll say that they can't find the man in order to continue to qualify for government assistance and social services. And the man be right there with them, or the man still be messing with them, or they still in a relationship, or they know exactly who the guy is. But they want to protect the guy because he's still busting them down, so they don't want to put him on child support, so they're acting like they don't even know who the father is. I've seen women do some of the most egregious things ever, ever. White, black, and oh boy, it is some ghetto white women out here. I've seen them really, literally finesse the system. Now, for people that actually need it, especially in temporary hardship, I have no problem with the system being set up to help and assist people to bridge the gap so that they finally get themselves into a situation where they can provide for themselves. But there are people that continue to have children and continue to take advantage of the system for their entire lives. And we can't have that. And I don't know how many more Democrats are going to pander to y'all and act like these systems are being wiped out. No, we're making sure that we manage them effectively. And this is what Trump is proposing. He's saying, listen, if you are an able-bodied adult and nothing is wrong with you and you don't have any disabilities and you're not a veteran and you're not an old person, that in order for you to qualify to get social services, and he didn't put a stipulation of whether you're black or you white or anything. I've seen some women get on these apps and these platforms to try to make it a black or white thing, try to make it seem like he's targeted. No, he's targeting people that are taking advantage of the system and they need to get themselves together. I've seen people try to make it more than what it is. No, we're not going to make it more than what it is. Again, majority people, the people that are on this system the most, when we talk about the things that Trump has done, I know y'all try to make it a race thing and it's not. When you talk about eliminating diversity, equity, and inclusion and saying that everything needs to be merit-based, that wasn't targeted towards black women. That was targeted towards liberals and people that feel entitled to get a job just because of the color of their skin. That's the thing that we advocated against when it came to black people being able to qualify for positions in the first place, but we overcorrected it. And now it was basically organizations that were mandated to hire a certain demographic of people. I look at what's happening over in Chicago with Brandon Johnson, and he's literally discriminating against other people that could be qualified for the job. Now, if the best person just for the job just so happens to be a white woman or a black woman or whatever, then cool, but you can't pick and choose who qualifies to be best for the job based off of their gender or their identity or the color of their skin. You just got to get the best person for the job, and that's what you want. If it just so happens to be a black person or a black woman or a black whatever, then cool. I have no problems with that. But the level of discrimination while at the same time claiming victim is crazy. And the level of misinformation that's being spread is also crazy. And Democrats, they depend on you to continue to do this. You know why? Because they benefit off of you running in the Victim Olympics. They benefit off you running in the Victim Olympics and spreading misinformation. You won't believe the amount of people that were in her comments like, I can't believe it. How do y'all not fact check? How do y'all not go back and say, you know what? That might not be true. What are y'all doing? What's going on here, guys? So y'all don't do nothing. Y'all don't fact check. Y'all don't say anything. Y'all just let it just continue to ride and that's the end of the conversation? Nah, we got to do better. We got to do better. And again, the misinformation is crazy. We can't continue to spread false information. We got to make sure that we provide people with accurate information so that they can go and get themselves a job, because that is what adults do. And we can't keep taking care of people that don't work. And again, if you are an able-bodied person and you're an adult, then you should be working. And it's nobody's responsibility to take care of your kids but you. Why we got to take care of your kids? I always like to link back to the content creator, so that link is going to be in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. And make sure you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when I drop a video or I go live. Always trying to bring you guys this fire content and educate you at the same time. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.